Hello, welcome to Inside Jonesboro on Channel 24. Today's topic is the 2012 budget, and I'm very fortunate to be able to sit down with the Chief Financial Officer for the City of Jonesboro, Ben Borylski. Ben, how are you doing?
I'm good, Jack, thanks.
Ben, if there's one thing that you could say to represent the 2012 budget, what would that be?
I guess that we balanced it again, that in spite of rising fuel costs and pension costs, that we still have a good budget, one that is balanced and has a surplus.
Okay. How much has the city budgeted in revenues for this year?
Well, in our operating funds, Jack, we've budgeted around $40 million. In our other funds, which include capital improvements and jets, Fed funds, community development block grant, A&P, that's another $29 million.
Okay. And roughly speaking, what are the main sources of revenues for the budget this year?
Jack, our largest source of revenue is our city sales tax, just a little over $14 million budgeted for this year. Our county sales tax is a little over $10 million. We get federal funds to fund those projects that we have going on throughout the city of Jonesboro. That's about $9 million. Our street fund, primarily funded by our county road tax here in town, about $1.5 million, as well as street turnback, which is $2.5 million, typically used to fund just our street fund. It's legally restricted for those needs. We also have fine revenues, franchise fees. Those all also come in around $1 million a year, and other local permits and fees as well.
Okay, well, the revenue side sounds very impressive. Let's talk expenses. What has the City of Jonesboro budgeted for 2012 in expenses?
Well, in our operating accounts, day-to-day operations of the city, about $36.8 million. And then obviously our other funds, capital improvement projects, federally funded projects, our jet system, A&P, which is advertising and promotion, those are another $29 million.
Okay, and what are the main sources of those expenses?
Well, the largest department that we fund is obviously our police department. It's almost $11 million, and our fire department's another $7 million. I believe sanitation and streets are all about $4 million apiece. Individual expenses, $1.7 million for our jail fees, for example. Mosquito control, that's another little over $400,000 for those types of expenses. Overall, citywide, I would have to say our salaries, obviously, with 500 employees, 18 departments, I think that comes in a little over $18 million.
Ben, I know that the city has budgeted a very large amount for fixed assets this year. Can you give us a little insight on what we're looking at getting?
Sure. I think the number is around $2.3 million or so for fixed assets citywide. The largest expense actually this year came in sanitation. It's time to replace some of those old sanitation trucks we have. 3 of those are just a little over $700,000. I think total sanitation-wise, we spent over $900,000 for funds there, and another $600,000 in our police department for police cars and equipment to keep our police officers safe and on the roads.
How much has the city budgeted in capital improvements in 2012?
That's around $15.9 million this year. It's significantly larger than last year's amount. We anticipate doing a police expansion over on Johnson Avenue. I'm not sure how that's going to look just right now, but we are going to put a building over there. We also plan on expanding City Hall to account for those departments that are in need of a facility such as inspections, code enforcement, planning, engineering. It would be better customer service-wise if we could get them right here all together. Everybody can take care of that with collections. So that, as well as our streets and drainage projects that we have got going on. We have a Ray Street improvements, which has been on the city's list for quite a long time. That's about $1.5 million. Street overlays, we doubled what we usually spend as a city to $1 million for street overlay projects. We have another $800,000 in scheduled drainage improvement projects as well.
Okay, and obviously we still have our dedicated funds to the legacy landfill, which makes up how much?
That's $400,000 a year through 2015.
Well, Ben, it sounds like you had a very successful budget process this year with this budget. You can't argue with the numbers. How do you feel that the overall budget process went for 2012?
Jack, I think the process it was much smoother than it was last year. You know, I come on board for the city November 1st last year. We got that budget done before Thanksgiving, so it was long hours and lots of meetings and cramming in and me reviewing data for several years in the past to get it right. This year, with the help of the department heads and Harold, it was a much easier process. The hours were still very long, but they're all conscientious on their departments. They really want to know what their costs are and how to keep them down, and we work very good together as a team. So the budget is a great budget, and it's a group effort. My finance department is the best. You know, and you put them with each of these department heads and our mayor and operations director. It's just a great team project. So yeah, okay. I'm proud of the budget this year for sure.
Good. Well, Ben, thank you for setting aside the time to talk to us and share the budget this year with us. And if you want to actually view the full document of the budget, you can visit www.jonesboro.org, click on the finance department. It takes you to the actual full budget document. You can download it, you can view it online, you can print it and see the numbers for yourself. And Ben, again, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for watching Channel 24.